All right, Jet fans. Another loss to the Patriots, as we've come to expect. That's 14 in a row, Dan. 14 in a row. It was there for the taking, and we fumbled it. Not literally, but figuratively.
I got nothing else. All right, welcome back, Jets fans, to another session of Jets Therapy. We're going to be breaking down the Jets-Patriots loss, one of the worst losses that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those games I was hanging in the balance. Is it going to be it wasn't – it was kind of a make or break game for me in terms of, like, how is Zach Wilson going to prove himself?
Yeah.
How is he going to have the ability to really step up, be that dude that the team can look – because your quarterback, everybody on the team looks at the quarterback. They pretty much, if things are going well, if things are going poorly, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, what are you doing? How are you responding? How are you acting? How are you playing? And we saw some bad things during the game, and there are some things that happened after the game during some of his interviews that I didn't like either, and we'll get into it. But initial reactions, man.
Dude, just tough fought, like heavy defensive game. Sometimes those are boring. There were lulls in this game for sure, but heavy defensive game. And again, not to discredit the Patriots defense, but dude, our offense was putrid. So heavy defense and then inept offense. Honestly, on both sides of the ball. I mean, Patriots moved the ball a little bit better, but I really feel like our defense made some huge stops. Yep. But dude, I mean, we got to the quarterback. I think 6 times. I think 6 sacks, something like that. So, dude, it's just another one of those games where it was there for the taking. I think quarterback play was subpar. We got to say it at this point, right? Subpar. And then honestly, the play calling, dude, when we were running the ball, it didn't work, so we didn't go to the pass right away. And again, you set up the pass with the run and all these things, but like, get some screens, get some things. Ty Johnson was more involved in the game than I think he should have been. I didn't see much of Robinson. I didn't see enough Michael Carter, like at least from the passing game kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
We weren't fooling anybody. We were fooling nobody on offense. Belichick had us sniffed out from the first play of the game to the last.
Yeah.
There was nothing that we did. There were no, I mean, we didn't even see any of those end around screens. We didn't see any of those kind of flips to Moore, or we saw one to Garrett Wilson that did nothing. It almost looked like Belichick knew exactly what he was going to do against us in every play, and we ran right into his hands. And that's what's most frustrating, really.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm not gonna focus on the D because they just did their thing. I mean,
they did it. Yeah.
We literally have a top 3 defense in the league, just hands down. This defense is unbelievable. They're going to show up every game. They're going to play tough. They're going to stop the run. They're going to play great in coverage. It doesn't matter if it's man or they're playing zone. It just doesn't matter. They're going to shut the other team down for the most part. All right. There might be some games where it's like 27-23 maybe, but I mean, the defense is unbelievable.
Yeah, doing its thing.
The offense is
inept.
It's so many different things.
Sluggish.
And really, what I just want to say.
Horrendous. So many adjectives.
Zach, after the game, in really 2 of his interviews, he had the ability to show a lot of maturity in the interview in terms of how do you respond to these demoralizing losses. Because the last time he faced the Patriots, he was really short and he was quick, and I get it. You know, I actually didn't even mind that. I didn't mind him being frustrated and being pissed off at the media and not wanting to talk and just wanting to get out of there so we could watch the film or whatever. That was fine. But they were kind of asking him about, do you feel like you let the team down?
The offense let the team down.
What type of things led to you all not being able to move the ball and some of those errant passes? And I didn't want him to say, like, yes, I played terrible and I can't believe I let these guys down and, it's so bad and I need to be better for them because they deserve more. We're not asking for that.
Yeah.
But we're also not asking for what he did, which was, do you feel like you let the team down? No.
Short answers, yeah.
And then what do you think led to your team struggling today? Well, guys, there's a lot of wind out there. But there's a lot of wind out there. There didn't seem to be too much wind for Mac Jones. I mean, that dude was completing a lot of passes.
Yes, but also, like, what did their offense do today? That, like, Their
They moved
offense
the
did
ball
go up
better
and
than
down
we
the
did.
field. Our defense played phenomenally, but like their
They at least
offense
got
didn't
into
put
our
any.
red zone. They got into our red zone like 4 times. If it wasn't for our defense, dude, this
Yeah,
game would have been 23-3. Easy.
yeah,
We had
that's
an
true.
unbelievable defensive performance. All Zach had to say was, I need to be better out there. I need to figure out
Yeah,
ways to win. This is on my shoulders. I'm the quarterback of this team, and I need to perform better. That's it. You don't even
that's
need
it.
to respond to what the media. Do you feel you let the team down? Look, when it comes down to it, I need to be better out there. I need to find these guys. I can't be overthrowing them like I am. You don't blame it on the elements. You put it on your shoulders. You're the
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah, I understand
If you
that.
want to be a
Take
franchise guy and you want to be the guy that everybody looks to, nobody looks to a guy who looks at other things as the problem.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, what if there's win next week? It's not going to get any warmer for the rest of the year.
not gonna
What
get
if
any
there's
better.
win
Yeah,
when we play the Bills again? What if there's win when we play the Dolphins at the end of the year? What if there's win when we play the Jaguars? Are you going
yeah,
to walk off the field and be like, man, if the conditions were better, I would have played better? Good players find ways to win no matter what.
yeah.
Now,
I agree.
I'm not jumping off of the Zach Wilson ship like so many people are doing. Everyone's freaking out like after the last Patriots game,
He's
and he
he's
doesn't
the
deserve
starter
that.
for the rest of the season, so we
He's the
got to get
starter. He's
used to it.
going
We
to
got
be
to
in there.
figure
We
it
have
out.
to embrace that because Jets fans, they are just going to drive themselves crazy if every single week they keep saying we need a new QB or this guy's not it. Let the kid try to figure it out this year. It was
Yeah,
another bad loss. We just came off of beating the Bills. Let's not forget that he was a game manager. He played well. He didn't turn the ball over. All right, now this was one of those games. I don't know what it is about the Patriots. There's something that goes on in his head when Belichick
yeah.
steps on that field. I don't know what it is.
It's not just Zach.
But
It's
I'm
I
not
mean,
I'm not jumping off the. I mean, and it's little things too. Like in the beginning of the game, Mims dropped that pass that stopped that momentum that we could have
yeah.
had. But those are more excuses. Zach needs to be better. Let's not jump off the ship yet. Let's wait for him to come back versus the Bears. If we see an identical performance, then we can
Then I'll
start
start to
asking
worry.
some questions. Like you can't complete 40% of your passes every game. You at
Yeah.
least need to complete 50 to 60%. I mean, come on.
He's
So
33rd in the league in completion percentage right now. There are 32 starting teams. Like there are 32 starting quarterbacks.
I did not know that.
He is 33rd in the league right now.
But my bottom line is I'm not jumping off the Zach Wilson ship just yet.
No,
I
I'm
want
still
to
riding with
continue
him.
to
I
see
mean,
what
he's our
he's
guy.
got. He's got too much talent for us to say this guy stinks. Let's wait till next year. We've seen positive things. He's done good things up until this year. We're 6-4. We're in a playoff hunt. We have I know what people are saying. Well, the reason that we're this good is because of our defense. I get it. But look, you're going to have to accept the fact that Zach Wilson's our quarterback. He will be for the rest of the year. And if we're searching for a quarterback next year, well, then that's that. But that's
Veteran
not where we are
draft,
right
whatever
now.
it is. But
We have to
yeah, dude,
accept where we are.
I agree with you, man. I'm not ready to jump off the Wilson ship yet, but like something's got to get. I mean, again, he played decent against the Bills, right? He played enough to win. Today, he did not do enough to win. The last time against the Patriots, he did not do enough to win. It's I don't want to say he lost us the game because again, Mims dropped a few passes. Like we had he did have some errant throws. I think play calling was a little rough. Our offensive line again was a little beat up. You know what I mean? Like we had a swap at guard. We had so our offensive line is a little beat up. I don't think it was all him who lost us the game. Where like we can point to that last Patriots and want to be like, look, he threw 3 picks.
Well,
He
what's
lost
what
us that
scares
game,
me is if we can't run the ball, are we just going to lose every game? If
dude.
we're
But
not
like
able to move the ball on the ground and we try to put it on Zach Wilson's shoulders to start throwing the ball, are we
yeah,
just not going to win?
Mims catches those balls. DJ Reed picks up that fumble. Like the game is a whole lot different, I think, if we score and we're comfortable. You know what I mean? Like this was a defensive shootout, and it was two phenomenal defenses going against one another. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know, dude. It is just another. It's just frustrating because again, it's like we're not the same old Jets, but there are kind of shades of it. Like this is another year where we have a phenomenal defense, and this time the defense is actually legit, right? Like we like when Richardson and them were here, like we thought, oh, that's going to be a great defense.
Yeah,
The
this
Sons
this
of
defense
Anarchy
is
line, you know what I mean? Like
legitimately
that was another defense. Like
yeah.
this is another year where like our defense is there. Our defense is primed, ready to go, and our offense can't move the ball. It's inept. Like it's just not. It's just not getting it done. And then again, obviously, I think we go to block in the back. I don't know, squib kick a punt on the ground, let players get there to like. It was just unreal special teams play at the end of the game, and it just didn't feel right losing like that. Like I would have rathered them get them score on the offense, like get a 30-second drive and score on the offense, than losing on a punt return. You know what I
Of
mean?
course,
The
man.
first punt return in the NFL, of course, had to happen to the Jets this year. Like
That's what we do, man. We break records from both sides. Well, really, just one side.
all right,
Yeah.
so let's
Let's go into the gas and break. I
yeah.
mean, you go ahead and start.
All right. I mean, what else is there to say other than our glaring gas is defense, right? Like they played phenomenally. But my gas is Elijah Moore getting involved in the game a little bit today.
Sure.
Second half came up big in a few plays. Now I think that kick return, he just literally ran out of bounds. Like, what are you doing at the end
On
of
the
the game?
last play, yeah, I didn't understand
Like,
that. I mean,
what are you doing?
he
Like,
just gave up. He just
thought
caught
there
it
was
and
time
he,
left.
like,
I don't know, but I think he had like 3 or 4 catches for, double-digit yardage. Again, bits and pieces of slowly getting him back into the game plan.
yeah.
So what about you? What's your gas?
I
I know
mean,
it's hard.
yeah, I mean, gas is obviously the defense. This solidified that we have a legitimate defense. I mean, the beginning of the year was a little shaky, and then we've been having a good run, and this was like, okay,
Yeah.
we have a top 3 defense in the league, and I think that's been settled. It's tough to find something positive from the offensive side of the ball, this game. As
I
far as
agree.
like play calling, I mean, let me go into my break and then I'll go into my gas and then get into your break. I would
Switching
have
it
to
up.
I would have to say my break is some of the play calling from the floor. I think he's been creative in the past and he's done a lot of good things. But I mean, dude, I don't know how many times we ran the ball on 2nd and 10 for 1
Yeah.
yard, and then
Terrible.
we had a 3rd and 8. I mean, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity, especially with the wind, to try to get Conklin and Uzama involved. I mean, why aren't those dudes being thrown the
Conklin
ball?
had 2 catches, maybe.
Why are we constantly trying to feed it to Garrett Wilson and to Elijah Moore and to Denzel Mims when they know that those are the guys that are going to be targeted? How about we go after? No, I know at the end of the game, Wilson said that Conklin was double covered on that 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
that's why he had to dish it out to Michael Carter, and then he got stopped, which was ridiculous. But I mean, my gosh, I mean, earlier in the game into the 3rd quarter, Uzama, this was perfect for CJ and for Conklin getting involved. So not having them
Yeah.
involved was really frustrating. So that was my break really on offense. If I could look at anything, was like, get those guys more involved, especially if the elements are like that. You're not throwing a 40-yard bomb to a tight end. You're throwing an 8-yard pass, a 6-yard pass. We need to see more of that. And as far as the gas, I mean, it was good seeing Elijah Moore get involved. Mims, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm having trouble finding one. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with Mims when Corey Davis comes back.
Yeah. He's not going to play again.
They essentially just said, hey, Corey's out. You're going to be in his position. You're going to take all of his snaps. And that's that. When he comes back, I don't know how much Mims I see getting involved.
I don't see him playing much. Because again,
I don't want to see Mims, Wilson, and Corey Davis. I want to see Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, and Garrett Wilson, and Braxton Berrios. So, and again, I thought this was a perfect game to just have like where were the slants, dude? Everybody keeps talking about like Elijah Moore in the slot and Garrett Wilson maybe even in the slot. And how are you going to cover those 2 guys across the middle?
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't know enough about the X's and O's, and maybe they were just completely shutting that down and playing a zone in those areas.
Yeah, I don't know.
And a combination of Zach Wilson not being able to find those guys or whatever, but I would have liked to see a lot more of that. So a lot more creativity when it just came to not even like creative plays, but just being creative within the moment. Okay, Zach's going to be off. The wind is doing this, all this stuff. So just simplify it for him. He's dropping back too much. And again, looking for guys on like a 14-yard pass. That's not working. So adapting to the game a little bit more, I would have liked to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, the play calling to me is, I mean, there's so much to take out of it, like, or to break down, but like the play calling to me was not good. The run wasn't working, so we tried to get there here and there. I get it, but like 3rd and short, 3rd and mid, like we're just trying to run a 3rd and 17. Again, what are you going to do on a 3rd and 17? You're going to, try and break a big run with a draw or something like that. But like, dude, and get a little bit better position for a punt. But I don't know. The wind was a factor, obviously. The weather was a factor, but it's not an excuse for the terrible play calling. I thought 3rd and shorts, we were running that 3rd and 2 at the end. I think got to look back. Maybe Wilson could have gotten the ball to him a little earlier and let him juke, do his Michael Carter slippiness. But like, design something else. Quick slants, like you said, do like quick slants. Get it to the ball. Like
And he
Conklin
was
was double
essentially
covered,
like,
but
I mean, I didn't understand. They were like, "Hey, what'd you see in that play?" He's like, "Yeah, Conklin was double covered, so I just had to get rid of it." It's like, is that those are your two choices?
yeah,
Like Conklin's covered, so you just have to throw it to a double covered Michael Carter. Like
yeah.
Conklin had two guys on him, and then when Carter caught the ball, there were two guys on him.
Well, Carter
There,
came out.
there's
Carter
nothing
came out of the
else.
backfield towards the flat. I mean, he had some space, but you got to get it to him earlier. If that's the move you're going to, get it to
Yeah,
him earlier.
he was at least yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, and you can try. I mean, we can try to break this down to our blue in the face and say this could should have done that, should have done this.
yeah.
And again, do I think that the win played a factor? Absolutely, of course. Going back to what I said before, yes, of course the win played a factor. Yes, if there wasn't 22-degree wind chill, and it wasn't blowing like that, Wilson would have played better. But
Yeah.
you don't say that out loud. You don't say
No.
that to the media. Like
And
guys,
both
you
teams
guys didn't
played.
really see. Yeah, it was really tough out there with the wind. If it wasn't for that wind, I would have played better. Like, what are you, 15 years old? You just put it on your shoulders. I
Yeah.
have to be better. I have to be better than the wind, better than the conditions because I'm the quarterback and everybody looks to me.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And you move forward.
Yeah.
That's all I
I don't
got.
know, dude. I mean,
I'm
again,
done.
it just stinks because it's like we had the dangling the carrot right in front of us, right? We
Yeah.
had the chance to be first place, and we lose, and we're in the fourth place. And depending on how the Browns, was it the Browns and the Bengals? How depending on how they play, like we could be out of the playoff hunt right now. You know what I mean? So,
Well, the Browns lost to the Bills.
or not the Brown, no, it's the Bengals and who else?
The Bengals are playing the Steelers, and they're beating them right now by 10. So
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think we want the Bengals to win. I think we want the Steelers to lose the win just to get us,
yeah,
But
it's good, dude. It's gonna come down to that Dolphins game.
yes, it is.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
here's the thing. Here's the thing that's tough, and we'll talk about this throughout the week. If we don't beat the Bears next week, we have the Bills and then the Vikings. Now the Vikings look like the worst team in football right now. I don't know if you saw the score. They turned it off TV because it was so bad. It was 37-3. Dallas was beating them in the third quarter, so they literally turned it off and put the other game on.
Okay.
But if you lose to the Bears, you're playing the Vikings and then the Bills. I don't know if you're beating the Bills again, and then you have the
In
Vikings.
Orchard Park, yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
a tough
and then
one.
you're playing the Vikings, who right now have the best record in football. It's the Eagles, and then they have the
Eagles
second
and then
best
them,
record.
yeah.
You
It's
can't
gonna
lose
be
the next three
it's a
games.
tough little stretch, dude. And again, it's like, when we talked in the beginning of the year, we thought the beginning of the half was the hard part of the schedule, where it's kind of looking how the teams are doing. It's kind of flip flopped. You know what I mean? I think the back end is a
Yeah,
little more difficult. And yeah, like you said, dude, got to play the Bills in Orchard Park, got to play the Vikings, got to play the Bears, and the Bears are hit or miss, dude. You never know. They are like scrappy. They don't care. So Justin Fields is playing really well this year. So again, we'll break.
he actually got hurt at the end of the game. He had to be carted off.
Oh, well, I hope he's okay.
Of
But
course.
it'd be nice not to play him
You
right
know,
now.
if we beat them and the backup quarterback's in, we're just gonna have all the
It
excuses in the world
it
that we
doesn't
beat the
matter. A
backup
W is a
quarterback.
W, Dan.
And we've
It
already
really doesn't
proven that
matter.
our defense can shut anybody down. So
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I don't know. We'll see. This is a tough pill to swallow again. Another one of those losses where it was literally the last 30 seconds. It was anybody's game, and we weren't feeling good, but we knew we could have had it. So
yeah.
take it to overtime. You never know what happens, and who knows. But as the sun sets, the sun rises another day, my friend. We got
And
another game coming up.
yeah,
Quick
we're
memory.
six and
So
four. We're in the playoff hunt, and we're about to get into December.
for the
So
first time, I think for the first time, AFC East has all teams over 500. Like if there's
all
something to
teams,
rejoice about, it's like we're playing in a tough division. So
yeah, and all teams would make the playoffs right now. That's only happened once ever in the history of the NFL.
yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen at the end of the year. I don't think that the Patriots are very good. I mean, it's tough to say that and we lose, but I
after
mean,
they swept us, Dan, it's tough to say that after they swept
yeah,
us. If
yeah,
the Patriots aren't that good, then we're not that good either. So it's like,
you know,
yeah, I know what you mean though.
exactly,
I know what you mean.
exactly. All right, everybody, we will see you in a few days.
We'll
Thank you
sleep it
so much
off.
for watching, and yeah, we need to sleep this one off for a few days.
Yeah, and remember, keep your eyes peeled. Thursday afternoon, we should have a video up with a special guest.
Can't wait.